I've got my heated grips on. It doesn't feel like they're on. It's fresh today. Fresh. Okay, let's just crawl through this shower of shit. I do like riding in winter because you don't have to put up with all this. Mind you, it's probably my own fault. I could have gone round it somehow. Bloody should have done as well. Never mind. We're here now. But because I've been stuck inside for a week with COVID, just couldn't wait to get out. I guess that's how everyone else is feeling. They've been stuck inside all winter and they just want to get out. I really do fancy a GS. And I don't know why. I also fancy an Africa Twin. Oh, decisions. But I love this little baby. I don't want to get rid of this. Part of getting a new one is getting rid of this one. So this is one of the problems with the Peak District. It's like a car park. Really frustrating. But you've got to think, how can I get round it? So there's two ways really. You can go on the really tiny roads, which I do like, or you can go on the faster roads where you can get past everybody. But this early on in the season, it's a little bit dangerous going past everything because nobody's looking out for you, they're just looking at the scenery, so they're not concentrating on you. The only trouble with going off from the tiny roads is they are really dusty, gritty, muddy, full of crap really this time of year. And the bike is absolutely brand new looking at the moment. Let's see if it's still brand new looking. Yeah, absolutely sparkling. Wheels, exhaust. Not happy with the downpipes, they've taken a beating over the winter, but we can get them looking good again. Yeah, so right, okay. So what that tells me is the main roads aren't too bad. As Todger would say. What do I do here? Do I stick with it? Nah. It's busy through back. Okay, yeah, let's come off. Let's go off onto the side roads. Busy. Let's give it a go. So these are more my kind of roads. Tight little country lanes. Don't know what you're going to meet. Don't know what you're going to come across. So you might get the odd lunatic coming around the corner. We've made up so much ground already. Oh dear, puncher. Traffic free, people free. Really got to look for these little roads when you're going anywhere. They're so much better. Making some noise because they soon moved. So there's a couple of guys that inspire me to give this a go. I don't aspire to be them by any means. I started watching YouTube at the beginning of lockdown, really, something to do. I came across a guy called Steve Butler who was into a little bit of wild camping then. He does that sort of thing. He's got a motorbike and I just enjoyed watching him. That led me on to different people. That road's shut at the moment, Snake Pass. You can get up to the reservoir still, but that's about it. Are we on temporary lights again? Yeah, so one of the things that I do enjoy watching YouTube for is thinking, oh, go there. Oh, that's nice, that's lovely. I really do fancy a bit of that. I thought, well, why can't I do that? Why can't I show somebody where I go riding and inspire somebody else to go, yeah, I fancy that, I'll give it a go. Some salt down here. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to show you where I go. This is not just where I go. This is like a quick evening ride for me. So this is the Snake Pass that continues from Glossop to Sheffield, A57 I think. But you can't do it at this present time. It's shut. That's another reason why that road back there is so busy through Castleton and Hope. It's the only way through without going a million miles over these back lanes, which general motorists don't do. They don't, and I don't blame them, because it's not the same in a car. Anyway, we're going to turn left here onto Mortimer Road, aka the Strines. Somebody behind us. Nice. So yeah, it's a lovely road this, but it's a very dangerous road. You can soon get going too fast, just run out of road. And I think with it being as dusty and cold and windy as it is today, we'll just take it steady. This is the scene of a very bad accident involving a motorbike, a car. Terrible. So I do have a name for this little ride. I call it Tour de Reservoir. There's two there, just past one back there. That's three. And in total, I think there's 16 or 17. Quite impressive, really. Beautiful views. So where in the world do you think we are now? Where could we be? Could be anywhere, couldn't we? I wonder if you can see how steep this is down here. It's not really a lot to compare it to. So, if you don't know this road, it was used as part of the Tour de France when it came to Yorkshire. And it was all resurfaced, beautiful. So it did become a bit of a racetrack. Now, unfortunately, it's starting to get a bit scabby-doo in places. Paintball in place there. More reservoirs down there. Don't think they're the same ones. Woods. Yeah, they might be the same ones. At what point do you go past him? I mean, some of them, when they're really fannying about, it's not it's not. There's no contest, you just gotta get past them. But when the last time I came across here, I had a group that were, they seemed to be bimbling along, and I thought, don't mind a bimble. Won't mind just picking the pace up a little bit. So I went past him. I don't know if I rattled a few feathers or whether they saw that as game on, but woo, they were all over the back of me then. And then it felt like I had to push on. I don't know if it makes you look a knobhead or not. Road in the summer though, when the tarmac's warm. Cyclists over here, obviously with the Tour de France. Cars seem to sit behind the bikes and they're in my bloody way, and they leave it for ages, and then they seem to overtake when it is dangerous. Quite often find yourself you're going straight on. Quite often find yourself just going along in a straight line. And there's around the corner, bloody car on the wrong side of the road, overtaking a posh bike. Luckily we haven't got that today. Cyclists tend to do mornings. Rightly, it's a bit of scabby road down here. Yep. Oop. Bit there. Bit there. And a bloody great big hole that's been there for weeks. I wonder if anybody has reported it. Look at that. Salt there. Feels a bit funny on back end. I wonder if it a bit of problems yesterday, a few problems with the mechanicals. Yesterday was on my first day of being negative, so I thought, right, let's get some jobs done. I'd ordered myself a service kit for this, but let's crack on. First job, air filter. No problem, definitely needed doing. I'm pulling off here just because there's not a lot more till you get to the end of the road there. This is probably a more scenic way. Yeah, so put the air filter in, no problem. Definitely needed doing. So I warmed the bike up, ready to change the oil. Strip the bloody something up, didn't I? I was so careful too. Got the nut in. What a shit design. It's like a hex key thing underneath, or a Torx, can't remember now. And they've got it in, it's nice and snug, and as I started to turn it, I was watching and thought, this is moving. But the bloody thing isn't moving. The nut, bolt, whatever it is. And sure enough, wasn't. It was slowly turning, so I thought, shit, what do I do here? I'm not a mechanic. Everything I touch mechanic wise seems to go to shit. Anyway, so I thought, well, I best just leave it at this point. I'll get somebody who knows what they're doing. Because to me, if it's seized, that explains why it moves about. You know, why it's stuck and why I've rounded the inside of it out. However, there's like nothing on the outside to get a spanner on to give it another raunge up. I'd warmed the bike up so it was all warm. I didn't want to hit it with any heat because I don't know what I'm doing now at this point. Now it's broke. We'll have to go to somebody who knows what they're doing. Anyway, the next sump bolt that goes on it is going to have an internal and an external way out. You can get a hex key in it and a spanner on the outside, just as a backup. Anyway, not the end of the world, at least it didn't strip the bloody threads out. And we can still use it, just with old oil in it. Bummer. Look at this. Beautiful. There's another Reza. We just passed another one back there on the right. There was one back there. So that's the Edestrines over there, and it's going to meet this road, which we're going to jump on any sec. So we're going to head off to Huddersfield. Now we're in some fast roads. Okay, so we're going to turn left. B6106 to Huddersfield, going Firth. So we weren't on the Huddersfield Road long. I've got a theory about why bikers don't nod anymore. At one time, everybody nodded at everybody. There was no, it's just what you did. Now, you've got this shit, you've got stuff going on in your ears. It's all sorts of stuff going on behind the scenes. You could be looking down at your phone or your sat nav or whatever, looking what mode you're in. There's all sorts you can be concentrating on, and you just don't see the people coming towards you. I don't know if it's true. That's my theory. See? Fucking yeah. So we are in the vicinity of the Oil Can Cafe. Don't 100% know where it is, but it's around here somewhere. I must be close. I've never actually had a look for it. Nice roof. I bought the Hero 10 and it worked brilliant. It was great. I didn't even have to put a battery in it, just plug an external battery in. Woo, it ran all day, no problems. Then I did the update on it, it's the 1.3. Bloody wouldn't allow you to put an external battery on it. So I tried different ways, and I've noticed that if you do put a battery in the GoPro now, you can run an external battery off it using I use the GoPro Media Mod, but it doesn't always work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now, one thing you've got to understand is before lockdown, same phone by the way, before lockdown I could just about send a text. Wasn't that good at sending an email, and now I've gone to using cameras and half understanding how a computer works. So we're getting there, we are getting there. Last night I had to teach myself how to format a SD card. But with the power of YouTube now, you can do anything, absolutely anything. And I love the people who do a really basic explanation of how to do something, which people who know about it think it's stupid, but if you don't know, you need to start with very basic knowledge and work your way up. Understand that it's got to get a bit more complicated and a bit more complicated as you understanding more stuff. Right, so look at the signage here, Glossop, that's where we're heading. But we're going to do a little bit of a detour rather than just going straight back to Glossop. Some of my biking buddies introduced me to a chippy over here, compost chippy, named after Compo out of Lost to the Summer line. Oh, it's beautiful. They do the best fish. So try and incorporate this ride with a chippy run. That's why I generally do it in the evening. But no chips today.